Today's education news. Schools can only afford a 2.7% pay rise over the next 2 years, say the DfE. The Department for Education has submitted evidence to the body that recommends teacher pay, the STRB. And in that evidence, they basically said, based on school budgets, costs, projected funding, schools will only have enough spare money to afford around 2.7% in pay rises between 2026 and 2028. I don't know where they're making those estimates from, because if you speak to anyone who actually works in a school, they'll tell you they've not got a pot to. It wasn't too long ago where the DfE was talking about a pay rise being 6.5% over the next 3 years, but didn't talk about where the funding was going to come from that, even though we all know still not good enough, way behind where it should be. And here's the thing that worries me. If the DfE hasn't said where the extra money will come from, on one hand they're saying the pay rise should increase, and rightly so, teachers should be paid more in line with inflation and everything else. But on the other hand, if their own analysis says schools can't actually afford it, where do you think that pressure is going to land? It's the same old story. Increased teacher pay without extra funding, leaders will just need to realise and sustain better value to meet those costs. Just expect schools to do more with less. It's the same old story. Oh, we'll increase pay, not as much as you should get, but schools will have to effectively find the money themselves. Leaders will need to realise and sustain better value. What else can schools be doing on top of what they're already doing? All that means is you're going to have to cut costs somewhere else. And we know where most schools' budgets go: on staffing. So it's going to lead to more difficult decisions around support staff, resources, reducing other spending just to balance the books. It's ridiculous. Now, it's important to say this isn't the final pay decision yet. The review body will look at the evidence and make a recommendation later this year. But this isn't going to fill anyone with confidence, especially when you bring out this white paper promising everything you're saying. But if it's not backed up with the right investment, it's not going to work. Because if you're not funding schools adequately to pay the teachers what they deserve, but also then make budgets stretch to pay support staff, where's it going to lead to? It's just every time pay rises are discussed without clear funding attached, the worry is always that schools just end up doing more with less. I just don't know how much more schools can